So, let's talk about intermittent fasting. You've probably heard of it, right? It's literally everywhere, with people saying it does everything from helping you lose weight to making your mind sharper. But what's the real story? Is it all just hype? Well, we're going to dive in and figure that out. Separate the fact from the fad.
So what's the deal with it? Is it about what you're eating, or is it about when you're eating? This question right here is the absolute key. It's what separates intermittent fasting from pretty much every other diet out there.
And there it is. Intermittent fasting, or IF as you'll see it called, is not about what's on your plate, it's all about the clock. It's less of a diet and more of a schedule. You're basically just cycling between times you eat and times you don't. It's all about the timing.
Okay, so how do people actually put this into practice? You'll find there are a few really popular ways to do it. Let's break down the most common methods.
All right, here we have the big three. First up is the 16-8 method. This one's super popular, and for good reason. It's probably the easiest to slide into a normal routine. All you do is fast for 16 hours and eat within an 8-hour window. Super simple. Then you've got eat, stop, eat, which is a bit more advanced. That's a full 24-hour fast once or twice a week. And finally, there's the 5-2 diet. Here, you eat like you normally would for 5 days, and then on 2 non-consecutive days, you really restrict your calories. See? There's a few different flavors to choose from.
Okay, so let's say you've picked a schedule that works for you. But what's actually going on inside your body when you stop eating for a bit? What's happening on a cellular, a hormonal level? This is where things get really, really cool.
So check this out. It's all about hormones. When you eat, your insulin levels go up, which is basically a signal to your body to start storing energy as fat. But when you fast, insulin levels totally drop. This tells your body, hey, let's start using that stored fat for energy. At the same time, your human growth hormone levels can actually increase, which is awesome for fat loss and muscle gain. It's like a powerful 1-2 punch for your metabolism. And it goes even deeper than hormones. Something really incredible happens at the cellular level. When you fast, you kickstart this process called autophagy. Now, that sounds complicated, but just think of it as your body's internal cleanup crew. It's like a cellular recycling program. Your cells start getting rid of old, dysfunctional proteins, all the junk that's built up. This is a super important repair process, and it's why you hear scientists getting so excited about fasting for cellular health.
Okay, so changing hormones and cleaning up cells sounds great in theory, but what does that actually mean for you? What are the real-world benefits people are seeing? Let's take a look at what the research is starting to show us.
Okay, let's talk about the #1 reason most people try this, weight loss. And the results are pretty interesting. Studies looking at people with overweight and obesity found that IF could lead to a weight loss of anywhere from just under 1% all the way up to 13% of their body weight. That is a massive range, but it really shows you the kind of potential we're talking about.
So, what's the secret? How does it work? Honestly, it's pretty straightforward. When you shrink your eating window, you just naturally tend to eat fewer calories overall. You're not obsessively counting every single thing you eat. The schedule just does a lot of the work for you. And it's not just about weight loss. There's some really promising early research suggesting it could do more. We're talking about things like reducing insulin resistance, which is a huge deal for protecting against type 2 diabetes, and even lowering inflammation. Some animal studies even hint at benefits for brain health. Now, this is all super exciting, but we gotta be clear, a lot of this research is still in its early stages.
All right, we've covered a lot of the potential upsides. But, and this is really important, before anyone just jumps in head first, we need to talk about the fact that intermittent fasting is not for everyone. It's time for the warning label.
Let's be honest, the #1 side effect, you're gonna feel hungry. Shocker, right? You might also feel a little weak or foggy at first as your body adjusts. But the good news is, for most people, this feeling is totally temporary. It's just an adaptation period.
But for some people, we're talking about more than just feeling a little peckish. So, who are the folks who really need to be careful or maybe even avoid this altogether?
Okay, listen up, because this part is non-negotiable. If any of the things on this list apply to you, you have to talk to your doctor first, period. We're talking about if you have diabetes, any blood sugar issues, low blood pressure, or if you're underweight. Same goes if you have a history of eating disorders, or if you're pregnant, nursing, or trying to get pregnant.
And here's a really important note specifically for females. For some, fasting can mess with hormones and disrupt the menstrual cycle. So the advice is crystal clear. If you're going to try it, ease in really, really slowly. Pay close attention to your body, and if you have any concerns at all, especially with your cycle, you stop.
All right, So, after all those warnings, if you've done your due diligence, maybe talk to a doctor, and you feel like this is something that could work for you, how do you get started? Let's make it simple.
The number one rule? Don't overcomplicate it. A great place to start is the 16-8 method. It's usually the easiest to stick with. And you know what? You've probably already done it without even realizing it. Ever had a late dinner and then skipped breakfast? Boom, you fasted. The best way to approach this is with flexibility. Skip a meal when it feels right, not because you're forcing yourself to stick to some rigid, miserable schedule.
And really, this quote says it all. The best diet for you is the one you can stick to in the long run. There's no magic bullet that works for everybody. The only thing that truly works is what you can actually live with, day in and day out. So let's be super clear. Intermittent fasting is a tool. It's not a magic bullet that fixes everything. The real foundations of health haven't changed. We're still talking about eating real, nutrient-dense food, getting some exercise, and making sure you get good sleep. Those are the big rocks, the pillars you just can't skip. And that really brings us to the final and honestly the most important question of all. Forget about the trends and the buzzwords for a second. Just ask yourself, what does a healthy, sustainable, and enjoyable lifestyle look like for you? Because finding that answer, that's the real goal.